Ah, you thought I forgot the live stream, didn't you? You were worried. I bet you were. You were sitting there in the chat saying that I wasn't there. Because I've been rushing, of course, right up to the last second. But I hadn't forgotten the live stream. I also hadn't forgotten that I need to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, the Wajak peoples. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and to Aboriginal elders and peoples from other communities maybe taking part in this live stream today. This is all assuming that I have audio right now. Is this thing working? Morning, Stephen. Good morning, Stephen. Who else do we have here in the chat? We got Wagon Loads. Austin. Austin. Okay. I will return to Austin in a moment because I got a DM from Austin regarding software for the AQS. I will follow that up. Within minutes, Austin, don't worry.
I figured you were planning another hot date.
Another hot date? Yep. That's tomorrow. Hang on, not enough data. What? YouTube is complaining. I hope it's not buffering. Right, so Sharky, good morning. Scott Miller is here. Mitch is here. Hang on, I've got to click these people off in the list. Michael Wise, Crispian. Although Crispian is probably in transit right now, coming down for the barbecue. Amanda, Any Mules, Tech Nebulous, Stephen George, Curtis, welcome. Simon, Mark Parkinson. I don't remember the name Mark Parkinson in the chat before. Andrew Brown, David Howes. I think I've missed someone. Who did I miss? I'm not sure. I was just clicking. Scott. Did I say hi to Scott earlier? Maybe. Buffered briefly, but caught up with itself. That's good. Okay. Where are we? Oh yeah, so remember, for those who are local, at least local enough to be here in the next few hours, in a few hours, today is barbecue day. Oh, the other thing. Hang on, I'm just going to press go on something. There might be a little bit of fan noise. Hopefully you won't hear it. It won't be too nasty because my new scope arrived and it is so cool. It's taken a little bit of getting used to, but I'm getting there and I've just got to let it boot. One thing about it though is that it takes a long time to boot. The old Rigol, I don't know how long it took, but it wasn't that long. Like I'd press the start button and by the time I had, moved some stuff around on the bench or whatever, it'd be running. But this new one takes, it's like a minute and a half to boot. Some crazy long time. So I've got to start it and have it ready. Oh, it's just doing its clicking thing, clicking the relays. Okay, now it's up and running and I'm going to bring some stuff up on screen. Here we go. So I'm now logged into the web interface on the scope. And I got this one, as I've talked about before, because I wanted a scope with HDMI out. And it's print screen, network status, it's got all the stuffs. It's connected to my network. Oh, Skippy, we can send arbitrary Skippy commands to it from here. Oh, let's just send that one. And it's identified itself as a Rigol DHO924S. What else? Skippy, Rigol Web, that's just a link to their thing. But check this out. This is the cool thing. Web control, pull this up. This is a live and really, really live web interface, which means I can pull this up on screen anytime I want to and show you in proper resolution whatever is coming up on the scope screen. And I can control it. I'm clicking on it here. If I double click on this, brings up channel 3 and I can turn it off or turn it on and change different things about it, change the probe attenuation and different settings and coupling type and all fun things. And this is happening in real time. Like if I'm doing this, I can see it happening in real time on my scope, on the actual scope, which is just to my right. So yeah, that is pretty cool, and it's all touchscreen and everything. Very nice. So we'll be able to do scopy things live on stream much more easily. So playing around with I2C like we were doing before. Oh, and the other thing, as you can see, is that this one is 4-channel. The other scope was 2-channel. And therefore we could do things like put probes on I2C, SEL and SDA on both sides of level shifters and compare the signals and all that sort of thing. Good morning to Paul and also Imi and Gavin. So Imi, I think, is also sitting in the car driving right now to Melbourne to come to the barbecue this afternoon. Yeah, so scopy things. We can do scopy things. Wagon Loads asks, can you share the scope output to a tablet so you can see the scope in a handheld unit? Yes. Because this is just a web interface, I could pull this up on a tablet and just walk around with it and control the scope from the touchscreen of the tablet. So the tablet then just becomes like the screen of the scope. Yeah, and I don't even have to be physically near it as long as I'm connected to the same network. Yeah. Crispian says, we're already in Melbourne, watching from Ormond. We'll watch all, then head to you after approximately 40 minutes. Okay, cool. Yeah, Ormond is a lot closer than Ballarat. Now, what was I missing in the chat? No, Stephen, we don't want to encounter the Great Mooning. Or morning, as in M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. No, definitely not the big morning. Just morning. Wagon Load says, I have this same ESP32S3 and I'm having trouble getting it to do I2C and servo. My sketch keeps erroring out. Mine has a UFL antenna connector on it. I need to read data from two ADS 1115s and then adjust two servos to correct the analog reading via a pot. Ah, right. Read two, so adjust the servos. Oh, I might have to close the front door. Sounds like Stuart has just started up the chainsaw over the street. I'm sure you can hear it. Yeah, I will close the door. Yes, he's over there. I had the door open because it is such a perfect day and I've been running around and getting myself all hot and sweaty. It's still noisy even with the door closed. Yeah, getting myself all hot and sweaty, moving stuff for the barbecue. Okay, so Wagon Load says it's basically an analog in, servo out feedback loop. Okay. Austin pointed out you'd be better off talking about this on Discord where photos and code could actually be shared. Yes, that's true. It is easier to diagnose that sort of thing when you can have proper bidirectional. I mean, I'm happy to try to help, but the thing is that I can't, unless you post stuff where I can see it, I can't really look at how you've got it all connected up. He's being really really noisy. He probably won't be on the chainsaw for long. Yeah, and also it means that other people don't have the same opportunity. It basically just becomes one person helping you instead of multiple people helping you. Yeah, so the UFL connector. Have you got one of the Vroom 32 S3 minis with the UFL connector? Yeah, and also if you can post some info about what do we need to know? The standard things when debugging a problem like this, the things you need to know. The pins that things are connected to, just in case there are collisions with strapping pins or other special purpose things that can't do what you expect them to be able to do. Yeah, now I'm thinking about limitations on the traditional ESP32, not the S3. Is that chainsawing really annoying to everybody? I hope it's not. I don't mind it, it's just it might be annoying to other people. And the code that you're running. Okay, where are we? Oh, Jack's Tech is also here. Curtis, did I say hello to Curtis earlier? Good afternoon, Curtis. What else? Squirrel wheels. I am rapid firing down through the chat just to see what I've missed. Scopey things. Okay. Any mules? Oh, heading to Melbourne tomorrow. Any mule says I didn't plan my trip right. I'm heading to Melbourne tomorrow. No, you should have headed to Melbourne today. Scott says, pass the scope through your firewall, operate from your phone. Yeah, or put a run a VPN client on your phone, and then you can drive it by remote control. Oh, Mitch says the network status information page has a button with Chinese on it. Yes. So when it arrived, it was in oh, not that. Network settings, network status. Yes, this button here, that button right there. Can anyone translate that? I wonder if I can copy. No, I can't copy the. I can't copy the text. But if anyone can read that, please tell me what it says. Yeah, when the scope arrived, it was in Chinese, and so I had the classic problem of how do you change it to a language that you can read when you can't read the language to find the menus to change it. But of course, people have posted handy guides of click here, click here, click here, and then you're in English. So I had to do that.
Translates to silly Westerner.
Thanks, Scott. It says do not press. Okay, I'm clicking it. It tells me I'm unauthorized if I click it. Mitchell, hey. Oh, and also Keith is here. Good morning. Yeah, Scott says chainsaw is scaring the hell out of the squirrels. It says change network config, says Mitchell. Can probably grab it from the HTML, maybe. Phil Andrew says hi all. Let's see. Where is it? View page source. Where is the button? Function operate. Oh look, comments in Chinese. Where is the button? Oh, that's just the bottom. Function open win. Yeah, web control, that's the, what am I looking at here? I don't know. Res default, Ruggle web control, no, I think I'm looking at the, is this a
Mitchell
frame?
R said, see my MSG.
Okay. Yeah, I Google translated it. Yeah, I know, change network config. But I would hover over the button and inspect element should bring you right to it. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, we already know what it says, so there's not much point playing around with that. So, I just think this is fun. I like it. And if I'm moving away from my computer. I'm going to reach over to the actual scope and touch the touchscreen, and you'll see that if I go into, I don't know, what do I go into? Windows Math Display, Utility, yeah, so whatever I do on the screen, in fact I'm going to open Utility, and then I can drag that window around. So I'm just dragging that window on the touchscreen at the moment, and you can see it's updating live on the web interface. So it's, yeah, it's really cool. I'm very happy with this scope.
Freaking magics.
It is freaking magics. Oh, which reminds me, if, speaking about scopes, if anyone wants to buy a scope, and you are, ideally, you are here in Melbourne. Lachlan from, so my friend who owns this whole factory and runs his business out of the next door factory in the back of this one, is going to be selling a scope. He's got lots of gear. So he's got a, hang on, I'm going to look up the, close this. It is an MSO1104Z. So he's got this 1104Z. How much have they got this listed for? No longer settings. Private custom, what? I don't want to, yeah, go away. Why do I have that drop down thing? Anyway, this is what he has for sale. So it's a 4-channel Rigol MSO 1104Z, and it has all the options. He spec'd it, I think when he ordered it, he clicked all the boxes, every box he could find. So it's got the, where is it? Specs, he was just telling me. It's got the arbitrary waveform generator, the logic analyzer, it's got the deep buffer option, all of that sort of stuff, and he wants $470 for it. So if you are in the market for a scope and you're in Melbourne, please consider Lachlan's MS1104Z for $470. Yeah, you can let me know or whatever. I can put you in touch.
_creations said, one of these days I should get a scope.
Yeah, you should. You should. Scopes are awesome. They are. What is it like? The way I think of it, it's like going from working blind to being able to see what's going on. It's yeah. Well, okay. Imagine trying to do electronics without a multimeter. It's sort of the next step on from that. Yes, you could do some electronics without a multimeter, but you're so limited if you can't check basic voltages and things. And then once you go beyond that, the next really like a multimeter is a tool that is just universally useful. You use it constantly. It's like the carpenter's hammer, the standard tool that you use on every single job. And the oscilloscope is the next step beyond that. You don't always use it. You don't use it on
Scott
every
Miller
single
said,
project.
My mid-60s Heathcote scope works quite well.
Yep. Nice. Going for the classic Scott. Yeah, so you don't use it on every single job. You don't turn it on every single day like you would with a multimeter. But
Mitchell R said, wait, people use a multimeter, I have been using my tongue.
yeah. Yeah, the tongue. I wonder what the attenuation or the input impedance is on your tongue. Does it affect the circuit? And also, it's really, really hard to probe onto the pins on a chip without shorting stuff out. Don! Don is here as well. So, hang on. Who else is here? So, Mitchell, I said hello to earlier. VL Andrew, Jordan, and Don S from NZ is still in Las Vegas. I think you were in Vegas last stream or the stream before. You were somewhere anyway. You were Don S, not from NZ anymore. Okay, so what I'm going to do is remove that view so that you have to stare at my face for a little while as I open Discord, because I don't know what monitor it's going to open on and I don't know what will be showing. Okay, cool. Because I want to have a look at Austin's message. Here we go. Right, so Austin has sent me a binary for, okay, yep. let's reorient ourselves for a moment. What I want to do today, this is the plan. What is the time? 10:20. So I'm 20 minutes in and I'm getting to the actual topic. That's amazing. What's going on? So this, I want to get back to the air quality sensor and doing some testing. So there's no screen on this one yet. This is an old prototype. Well, these are both old prototypes, previous generations. This is the current one with the S3 Mini and the shrunk PCB. It's a bit smaller, as you can see. So the whole thing is really small now. And I don't have a display on it. What I need to do is check... yeah, okay. Where we got to last time was, we got data from the BME 680. So we were getting temperature, humidity, and barometric pressure from this sensor right here, that little silver one. But we were not successful yet in talking to the laser scattering sensor.
Any mules said, at any mules.
Okay, I will check chat in a moment. I am slightly away from my computer just at this moment. So we've got the, the issue was I started messing around with the code, like right towards the end of the stream, and the primary serial connection is coming through the USB port so that we can get debug info and all that stuff coming out of it. And then the PMS is connected to other pins to use a different serial port. So what we need is communications happening with that. Now, Austin has sent me, because this is sort of flopping around, I want to put double-sided tape on it, but I don't know where my double-sided tape is. It might be right here, or it might be in the back of the clean room. I don't know. What is that? It's another roll of tape, but that's regular tape. That will not solve my problem. Okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That can be a thing for later, unless I happen to come across the double-sided tape while I'm doing things. So Austin has sent me a binary to put on this, which may or may not work, because Austin doesn't have this hardware. Right now, this is the only one in existence of this version. So Austin has created something that, based on my schematic, it may work, but for me personally, I cannot write code that works first time. So it's always a case of put it on, try it, see what doesn't work, fix it, go through that little dance a few times, and eventually get to something that does work. And so if Austin has pulled it off and this works first time, it'll be a miracle. But he's a lot smarter than me, so that's not out of the realm of possibility. What are we going to do? I'm going to have a look at, where are we? No, I want, oh, Jack is here as well. I just come back to the chat. So, hello Jack. Move my Discord out of the way. Any mules? Okay, where are we? Oh, Jordan says, hey Don S, I'm only a few hours north of you in Reno, Nevada. Have temperatures got a little cooler. Reno is the home of Trent Palmer and his 915 IS Kit Fox. I have no idea what that is. What is a 915 IS Kit Fox? No clue. Okay, you have just thrown a squirrel at me, and so I am chasing it. Oh, okay. It's an aircraft. Look at those big chunky wheels on it. This is designed for rough bush landings. Yeah, look at this. Like landing on just whatever random terrain you happen to be able to find. It's like a dune buggy equivalent of a car. No, equivalent, you know what I mean. Bush plane, yes. Jack, says, morning John, been a while, new job and mentally rebooting, plus time changes, messing timing up. Yeah, sorry Jack. I requested that they stop daylight savings to simplify the live stream synchronization, but it went ahead anyway. Didn't listen to me. New job. Well, congratulations on the new job. I hope that is something that you are really happy about and that it's a good thing. Kid Fox, okay. I'm going to stop being distracted by planes. What am I doing? Back to the back to this. All right, now upload. I'm looking for inbox, backpack. No, sorry. Oh, there we go. ESP tool. That is what I was looking for. Serial flasher for ESP chips. Now,
Whole world needs to run on UTC.
Yeah, that's right. Get rid of time zones. Yeah. And if we're going to do that, we'll go to decimal time at the same time. I've ranted about that before. 100 seconds to the minute, 100 minutes to the hour, 10 hours to the day. It would be perfect. Where are we? ESP tool, okay. Got to get my brain back in. Okay, I am downloading. I am going to open my downloads folder, so I'm going to hide that. What have I got there? And connect console. What am I doing? All right, I'm going to try plugging in. What do I need? I need a USB cable. I need a yellow USB cable. The yellow ones are the best. So, yellow USB cable. And plug it in, but I don't know which way around. Remember we had the problem last week that this USB socket, because of some assembly fault I've made, only works if you plug it in one way around. So, let's just try. It'll be that one, I think. Connecting. Woohoo! Yes. So it's identified the device. Choose file. Look at my desktop. Look at all the screenshots and things. I've been very busy taking screenshots. So I want that. Open. And program, I guess. So do I want it at hex 1000 Austin? Maybe I want it at that address. Maybe I don't. I don't know. But it's writing now. And Austin, yes, this is the 002 binary, which you sent through. So Austin sent me a binary and then sent a follow-up. Alright, so the code should load the TFT with a splash screen and every so often should output MQTT blah sensor data from the BME. I believe the PMS readings will be slower at boot as it takes a while for readings to be considered available. Might need future code handling. Sorry, I'm just scanning through Austin's message. I'm not going to bring Discord up on screen live just in case there are other things that I don't want to dox other people. OXRS standard now has Home Assistant support. Nice. I've started laying the groundwork in my code, but haven't added the needed config yet. Code handling to achieve a perceived performance in this respect. Austin, you are a champion. Okay, so where are we with respect to this. What I should do is put an LCD on it, shouldn't I? I really should, because then I will, yeah. Okay, Don said, ha, rules. Yes, Home Assistant. Oh, I need to do some Home Assistant stuff. I think that could be interesting. And it could be entertaining for everybody to laugh at me messing around and struggling with it. For a while back there, many years ago, the open source, what's the term? Hub? Coordinator? Whatever the role that Home Assistant provides, that market was kind of split between OpenHAB and Home Assistant, and OpenHAB seemed to be more active and do more for a while, and then Home Assistant just came over it like a tidal wave, and now it's just Home Assistant, Home Assistant, Home Assistant. Yeah, so I need to, yeah, very easy to pick up and run with, says Jack's Tech. Oh, Mitchell says, Home Assistant got a lot simpler nowadays, enough that even I switched from IO Broker. Don says, yes, this is the home automation hangout. Yeah, it should be. I need to do some home automation stuff. Austin says, I run Haos in Proxmox these days. Very nice to set up. Yep. Scott, no, I will not do the Home Assistant pelvic thrust on stream. Well, that may be a way to either, well, it may be a way to build a channel, or it may be a way to drive everybody away. It's in any case, it's not my style. Mitch says, what, John do home automation? No, I don't have a home at the moment. I'm homeless, as in I have somewhere to sleep, but it's not my forever home. It's just where I go to sleep when I'm not at work. That's really all it is at the moment. Okay, so right now the code should be running on this, and I'm going to just see if something has come up on my phone. If I look in Wi-Fi, it may or may not be advertising a network. I do not see it. Automate the lab. I already have. The lab is massively automated. Everything is controlled. Port through super. Yeah. No, I don't see the. I don't see. Maybe it only advertises. I've been waffling on for a while. Maybe it only advertises it's Wi-Fi for a little while, like Red Shirt Jeff. Reset. I'm going to reset it, and then. Oh, Scott says, is IFT even still a thing? I think it is. But don't you have to pay if you use more than a certain? They went on to they went on to a freemium model originally. I think if this then that was like a freemium thing. Didn't they get bought? I have a vague recollection that IFT got bought by someone like, one of the big players like Amazon. I am so out of the game with home automation. Which is sad. Yeah, I am not seeing a. I'm not seeing a. Hang on, I'm gonna bring this up. Maybe will it reach? No, I don't think that'll reach the overhead camera. Oh, my phone will. But anyway, yeah, I am not seeing the. It's just here, just off screen. Oh, there we go. The cable stretches far enough. I'm not seeing this advertising a network, which is what I thought it would do, but maybe it does only if you say check the serial USB debug. Yes, let's do that. Let's do that.
Austin's_creations said, check the serial USB debug.
Can I... I'm not getting anything else out of this. Can I use... No, this tool is only for flashing, isn't it? It doesn't give me a serial thingamajigamy. So let's do something different. I am going to... well, first I have to disconnect.
Austin's_creations
Oh,
said,
console.
it may still have data from your other sketch.
Ah, okay. Paired, connect, reset. Still have data from the other sketch. Also, I may not have uploaded it at the correct address. I uploaded it to hex 1000, which is kind of the default for the start of binaries, but it's not necessarily where it should be. I'm going to reset it. Come on. Okay, that did not work. Did you have USB CDC turned on when you compiled this? Maybe it hasn't brought up the USB interface. What else can I do? Well, what I can do is stop that and go to this. What options? I want to go to that port. I've got no idea what the baud rate is. Is it 115, 200? Let's try that and connect. Yes, it is turned on. Awesome. Thank you. That was referring to USB CDC. Oh, look at that. I just hit reset. Invalid image block. Can't boot. And it's in a boot loop. All right. So I'm going to disconnect that. And I'll just move it over there for now. Disconnect. There we go. Okay, so we're disconnected. It's in a boot loop. So it may well be that I connecting. Maybe it won't connect if it's stuck in a boot loop. Interesting. Let's try. I can do that. I can. No, it didn't work. Connect. Port is already open. Okay. It's got. This helps me see my ESP on my Wi-Fi list. Wi-Fi.hostname, Wi-Fi ID. Yeah. So anyway, I was uploading this binary to hex 1000, and Austin, I don't know if that is the address that it really should be on. So there are a couple of courses of action we can follow here. One is, in fact, I think we should probably do both in parallel. If Austin has any, so what I have here is a binary, and I have no insight into what that binary is doing. Ooh, okay. Ah, Jason's ESP flasher. Okay, yes. This one, Tasmuda flasher. Yep, so this is the tool that Austin suggested. Oh yes. ESP tool when setting blah blah. macOS.tar. Let's try it. Is this something that Keith said close the serial monitor? I don't think it's open at the moment. Well, I'm connected here. This one is disconnected. So it's still showing stuff on the screen, but it's disconnected. This one is currently connected. Connected to device null. Oh, what I should do is also erase flash. Let's do that. Gudunk, gudunk. Cannot create stream when writable stream is locked. Alright, disconnect. Disconnect then. I'm going to hit the reset button again. Oh, come on. Arr. What I should do is solder the actual reset button on and the GPIO 0 button. Disconnect. Oh, come on. Let's try this again. Connect to that. Connect. Connecting. Hang on, what was going on with this? Was I downloading something? Yes, I think I was. So, downloads, macOS.tar, let's see what's in that. ESP Flasher, macOS. Alright, could not be opened. This is the Mac security thing. System settings. Because it's not digitally signed, and I did the stupid thing of updating to the latest Mac OS. Where is security? Security. Privacy and security. There it is. And open anyway. Yes. Oh, I need an admin password to open it. I trust Jason.
Austin_creations said, sorry if that's the wrong program. You'll keep looking for the one I actually use.
No, it might be the right one. Where is... Hang on, ESP Flasher. Ah, come on. Quit out of that. Quit out of that. Sudo. Says Don S. Downloads. Okay. I'm going to move that into applications. Once again, you can't see what I'm doing, but ESP Flasher, macOS. Open. Come on. Open. Say Q, sudo, get me a beer. Scott, if you want a beer, come to the barbecue and bring your own beer, because I don't have any.
Sudo, get me a beer.
So, oh, okay. So it is the wrong one. But maybe it'll work. ESP Flasher. Okay, let's just try this. So it's this one, select serial port, that. And select firmware, browse to, where am I browsing to? Downloads, downloads. Allow, yes. Date added. Alright, so now this is Jason's Jason, by the way, is the original author of Tasmoda, just in case you were trying to figure out what I was talking about there. Flash ESP, yeah, let's do it. Chip type, flash. It didn't ask me for the address. Successfully created image, erasing flash. Okay, so this does an erase cycle first. That might be useful. May take a while. Define a while. While that's happening, I'm going to eat a cookie. Delicious cookie. Which was basically my breakfast. Alright, what do we do? Leave that, come back to here, connect. Look at this! It is running, Austin. This flasher worked. So it's showing firmware char AQS ESP S3 FW, short name, maker, Superhouse Automation. I didn't make this firmware. Austin's Creations created this firmware. Version, debug Wi-Fi. Yeah, so it's not in a boot loop anymore. This is a good sign. Aha. So that may mean that if I pull up my phone and have a look at Wi-Fi.
It's Alive.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. OXRS Wi-Fi. So if I click on that, I may get, yep, so it's connected, 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 boop. I may get a captive portal. Maybe it'll pop up automatically, maybe not. All right, I'm gonna open Chrome. Yeah, here we go. OXRS Wi-Fi Manager, configure Wi-Fi. Yes, I wish to configure some Wi-Fi. I want to connect to Superhouse, and I am going to take this away so I can type in the password, and I will try not to say it while I'm typing it. Turn off show password, save. Saving credentials, trying to connect to ESP to network. So it is probably now connected to my
You
network.
have so many unread notifications.
I do. They're unread, but the notifications are read. The little number is red. Yeah. I want to stick a display on this because it looks like... yeah, oh, sorry. And Austin says, and it did find the BME sensor. Yes. Yes. Wagonloads asked, have you ever used Xcode? Can you make an Xcode drag and drop ESP uploader? I have used Xcode to the extent that I have installed it. I have opened it a couple of times. Ooh, I just saw it's telling me the IP. Nice. Let's go and check that out. Oh, it's saying something about an LFS. So it's little file system. Mount failed. Failed to initialize little FS. I don't know what that's about. Let's go to this. Not found. Why isn't it found? Why? Got an IP address. Yeah, I haven't configured MQTT. What was I just talking about like 3 seconds ago? Just seconds ago. Yeah. Display, you have dot matrix.
Buffer, colon.
It'll catch up. It'll catch up. Say we'll need the OXRS admin UI to set the MQTT. Ah, right. Yes, that's true. So this is all based on...
Austin's _ creations said, we'll need the OXRS admin UI to set the MQTT.
Yes, that is true. Which I should have here somewhere. Oh, not that.
Austin's _ creations said, go to IP, API, adopt to see data.
API adopt. Yeah, so there's the JSON data. But what we want is the OXRS web interface, and I'm just looking for that right now. I should have it here somewhere already. Here we go. I think this, well, it's 2 years old. So I don't know if this is the most recent one, but action. View system. Loading. Here we go. It may well be that I need to grab a more updated admin UI thingamajigamy. So network, blah, blah, blah. It's found all the stuff, 4 meg of memory, mode Wi-Fi, etc. All right, so what I can do is set up MQTT, and I am going to yeah, I'm gonna force you to look at my face again while I put in details for that. I can't actually remember the username and password.
Austin's_creations said, admin hasn't changed.
Okay, cool. Admin hasn't changed. Topic prefix, topic suffix. If I leave those alone, I think it uses defaults. All right, successfully updated your device. View system. Let's see. So in the serial console, MQTT connected. Here we go. Yeah, okay. So now that I've set the credentials, MQTT is connected. If I pull up a terminal and I do mosquito sub -h, that's all right. You can see this bit. I'm going to hide it before I do the password. -p, etc. I'll add it in there, and then I'm going to go verbose mode. And topic, I don't know, so I'm going to look for everything. And I'm going to pull this down off here. And the user I need to add.
Austin's_creations said, telly cliented.
Telly client ID. Okay. There may have even been, did it report it in here? I don't see it, but anyway, that's all right. We should have the client ID. Oh, we had the client ID. It's in here. Where's the client ID? MAC address, IP address. Where's the client ID? Don't know. Don't know. But anyway, I am doing a verbose subscription. You can't see it, but I've got a verbose subscription going on the wildcard topic, which means I am seeing a flood of stuff right now. Ooh, I think this is it. 7.4. I think this is it. Slash, oh no, just that. Alright, I'm going to scroll this off the screen so you can't see it, so that I have minimal chance of doxing myself, which I have done before, which I did last week. I resized a window and doxed myself. Alright, here we go. Hopefully I don't dox myself. Again, I think this is coming from the device. In fact, what I can do is I'm going to, because I don't think I've got anything else around here that does gas sensing. So you can see there is a gas value there, gas 460.9. This looks like something coming from Austin's code. So I'm just going to assert reset. All right, I've got the tweezers across the reset pins at the moment. You can see the data has stopped. I've taken the tweezers away, and the data should start again in a minute once it reboots. There we go. Yes. So we do have the BME at the very least. And Austin, after it has been running for a little while and it's initialized the particulate matter sensor, should we start seeing that data? Yeah, that is the BME data. Oh, Austin says last 6 of the Mac is in the admin UI as well. Lower the gas value, the more danger. Okay, so it should be high. We want lots and lots of gas. Altitude minus 2.7. No. I don't think I'm at minus 2 point whatever at the moment. Maybe I'm in a low pressure system. Pressure 1013.6 hectopascals or whatever it is. Because 1 atmosphere at sea level is 101,325 pascals. We're 1 digit short to be able to see that resolution. Humidity 32, yeah. Temperature 25, that all seems plausible. The temperature is actually a little bit more than what it feels like at the moment. Okay, so Austin said if the RX and TX and the PMS is reading, then yes, we should see data. And will that begin happening after a period of time? Like sometime... Scott says, poor John, he's going to drown. Speaking of which, I went scuba diving on Monday. And I didn't drown. So... can you put it into a vacuum chamber? Oh, I don't have a vacuum chamber set up at the moment. I've got a vacuum pump, and where is it? I don't even know where it is right now. What happens if you lift the sensor up a meter? Yeah, okay, let's check altitude data. So it's sitting around minus 2.6 at the moment. I'm going to pick it up.
Lawler said no.
And I'm now holding it up. It's now saying minus 2.2, minus 2. Yeah, that's about right. Like it's gone up about 50 centimeters, give or take. And then I'll put it back down on the bench and the altitude will go back up. I mean, yeah, the magnitude of the number goes up, but it's negative signed. So the number goes down relative to 0. Let me send a swap binary that you can upload via admin UI. Oh, Don S asked spearfishing? No. No, I wasn't spearfishing. I was just scuba diving. Just diving, looking at the fishes and the stingrays. Saw a nice big one. Where am I? Dropbox. It actually feels like a month ago. I think it was Monday just gone. Is it the week just gone? Is that the week where we had the public holiday on the Tuesday for whatever that stupid event was? I don't remember. It feels like that was weeks and weeks ago. It's been an eventful time. Not good eating. No. Pictures. It's slideshow time. This is like when you go over to, go to the relative's house and they pull out their vacation pics and give you a slideshow. Yeah, that was me. My sister took that photo with her GoPro. There's a little seal. They got very angry when I stepped over it. And what else? Oh yeah, crab. Hello, Mr. Crab. There's a ray. That one sort of came up and banked around and came right up behind me. What else? Little baby ray. This one was so cute. Oh, some gear. Yeah, this one was, how big was it? It would have been, like the body of it was maybe this big with a little tail. The whole thing was tiny. You could have it in the palm of your hand. It was so cool. Yeah. So, all right, we have Port C Pier, asked Jack. Close, very close. It was Rye Pier. Get yourself a Garmin Ascent and log the data in Home Assistant. Oh, Wagon Load says there's a girl on YouTube that does scuba metal detecting. Yeah, I used to do that. I actually made my own underwater metal detector. with, yeah, it was kind of dodgy, but it worked. What I did was, for the audio feedback, because I didn't have visual feedback. Tabraze, you made it! Yeah, I made an enclosure for it. This was when I would have done this when I was about
Crikey.
12 or 13, I think. Maybe 14. I was somewhere around that age. I made a metal detector, wound the coil, like hand wound the coil and everything. And then I made up an enclosure for it out of wood because I was like 14, that was all I could do. So I made a wood box for it, and then when I wanted to make it waterproof, I fiberglassed over the box so that it was in like a wood box with fiberglass over it, and then I made a gasket for it out of what did I use? I think I might have done something like put Vaseline around it and screw the lid on so that it would seal. And I had an earpiece that went in under my, because I was using audio feedback, not a needle. And so I had an earpiece which was not actually in my ear, it was just like jammed up against the side of my head under my hood. And it actually worked kind of surprisingly well. So, are you below sea level there? Dodgy asked. It is possible. I thought that Bayswater was at an altitude of about 70 or 80 meters approximately, but it's possible that I am actually right around sea level. Oh, okay. Keith says Bayswater altitude ranges from -7 meters to 48 meters. Okay. That is quite plausible then. Very plausible. Oh, in more personal news. Oh, I'm just looking through photos. Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna sync Dropbox because I want to show you some other photos that I took yesterday. What happened then? Why did that? What? Hang on. Why did that camera suddenly jump in super zoomed? I think it went into focus assist mode, but I don't know why. That was scary. Yeah, okay, sorry. Okay, other personal news. My car is dead. Like, super seriously dead. It was at the mechanic for nearly a week. I got it back, had it one day, and it blew up. Like, totally crapped itself. It turns out that one of the main bearings on the crankshaft failed, and yeah, so it got taken away on a truck. Went to the mechanic. They took the sump off and went, oh, this is not healthy at all. This is in really bad shape. So they're pulling the motor, and I'm getting a whole new motor. So I'm going to be without the car for a while. Sorry, I'm just talking about HPL forecast I found says 120 HPL had manual. Okay. Oh, Tassie Bob is here too. Hang on, there are a couple of people that have joined the chat. Dodgy, thanks for coming along. Dodgy to Braze, I said hello to earlier. Alex Gronix, Pete is here as well, and Tassie Bob. Yes. Stephen W said the problem with BMW engines is that the engine bearings are a wear item. Donna says get a 4-rotor. I would like to. Crispian says electric conversion coming. Yeah, I want to do an electric conversion, but I wouldn't pick a BMW 135 as a conversion target. If I'm going to do an EV conversion, I want to do something a little bit older. I would really like to do this. I think this would be my dream, and I know this is going to make...
Austin's_creations said, try the updated code and a TFT.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Austin. I will, once I stop rambling about squirrel topics.
On the subject of squirrels.
Hang on. I'm going to take a, on the subject of squirrels, are you looking for proof of life? I'm just going to take a quick photo here because I want to show you something in a second.
Scott Miller said, Steve Steph.
Steve Steph. All right. Steve Steph. If you want to see them in person, come to the barbecue. They will be there, which, yeah, I should keep them out so that I remember to put them out for the barbecue. All right, Steve and Steph, you're staying there on the bench beside me as a reminder. Now, come on, Dropbox, sync. All right, this is, oh, there it is. I'm just going to open a bunch of pictures and show you some laser cutting that I have just been getting up to. So, one of the things about this new scope is that it is so small. Not just, it's physically smaller than my previous scope. Like, it's narrower and it's shorter, but it is also really shallow. It's like the whole thing is the size of a big, like, hardcover book. It's ridiculous. And when you've got to put the bales out on the back to stand it up on a shelf, but the problem is that then it tilts backwards. And I want it actually properly vertical. And luckily, it has a VESA mount on the back. Because the idea is that you can mount the scope on a monitor arm, like one of those adjustable arms, and then you can have it hovering over your desk and just grab it and move it wherever you want it. So this was some laser cutting that I did. You can see this little frame that I made up, and it's got the VESA mount holes in it, and you can see there's a big hole in the middle, which is because the ventilation, the cooling fan on the scope is in the center of the back, and I opened this area up to have it all visible, and that's just another view of it from the front. You can see that it gets narrower and then it has a tab that sticks out the front. So this base is 6mm laser cut acrylic, and then the uprights are all 4.5mm. And it screws onto the back of the scope like that. You can see, you can get some sense here of just how skinny this scope is. Look at the scale of it. This is a USB socket, that's the Ethernet socket. The whole scope is like 40mm deep. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So you can see it bolted on there with some M4 bolts. And there's the HDMI output. And the reason that it's this funny shape is that it fits in between the existing feet. So when it's mounted on this stand, it stands vertically. I wanted the screen dead vertical. And the original feet don't quite touch the bench. They hover just above it. I probably could have tuned it so I got it so they just touched as well, but I didn't. Yeah, that is the scope mounted on the stand, and you can see the front part of it just protruding through here, and that's it mounted from the back. And you can see all of the cooling holes in the back of it there. I did a little laser cut hole down here as well because there is a ground thing. This particular scope is powered by USB-C. There's the USB-C thing down here. That is its main power input. It uses USB PD, I think, to get enough power, which means that this scope is actually fully isolated. Like, it's ground isolated, it's floating because of being powered through this. So there is a, unlike mains powered scopes, which are typically connected to the earth connection through their main power, which means there is a separate earth connection on this. You can see there's a little circle laser cut right there, and that is because there is a banana socket in the back where you can plug in the earth connection. What else? Also this is white laser cut acrylic, and I did this for mounting the multimeter. So I've got the O1 XDM 1041 multimeter, and that is now mounted inside this, and you can see, so the camera, when I slide across to the bench, it switches to the other face camera. That camera is sitting on this little alcove, and the HDMI cable from it goes out through this hole into the 8M. So when I do this, that face camera is mounted on that little alcove, and the multimeter is below it. The end result of all of this is this. So this is the photo that I just took a second ago, like while I was on the stream. You can see the new scope, and to the left of it you can see this is the white acrylic, the white laser cut acrylic. It's super glued together with the O1 scope and the face camera sitting in that little alcove.
Banana in the banana socket.
Yeah, banana in the banana socket for scale. And yeah, that's the bench face cam sitting in the alcove with its HDMI cable going out. Across to the right, you can see that I also have two of the Raiden. Come on, zoom. Why? What is going on with preview? It won't zoom in. Will it zoom if I do that? Yes. Okay. So you can see a couple of Raiden power supplies here, and these are also in a laser cut box. So this once again is 4.5mm white acrylic, and there's a face plate that's got two rectangular holes that these are clipped into, and then it's just got sides and a base, and super glued together to make a box. So that is, hang on, negative. Yeah, so that is what my workbench looks like right now, with the new scope in place of the old Rigol.
D in the ghetto said, "Hello everyone late to the game."
DIY! Thanks for coming along. What am I doing? Okay. I need to get back on track, don't I? Back on track. And oh, a couple more people have turned up. So, John Whips, welcome. David Crisp and Graham Sutherland, Russ Porteous, and DIY. Now, where were we? Oh, Graham Sutherland says the XT60s are a neat trick. Might have to steal that idea. Oh yeah. Let's go. I just want to show you that again. Because there is.
Fun said, "You have the making of a nice side business making acrylic containers."
Yeah, making acrylic containers. Oh, I've got a third binary from Austin. Won't erase Wi-Fi and MQTT settings. Oh, right. Okay. Nice. I am just going to download that, and I will open that, and then come into here. Oh, XRS. Okay, so we are connected. I want to update the firmware. Select, and can I choose the file? I can. Signal. Yeah, that's right. There you go. I'm doxing myself again, showing you the contents of my download directory. Binary number 3, and go. Uploading new firmware. Alright, so it's pushing firmware to the device now. And let's go, oh, unknown error. What does that mean? Let's just go back to like view system.
If you converted a Moki to electric, would it still float?
Oh, that's right. I was talking about car conversions. Yeah, I know. And this will make people cry. But I think an electric RX-7, like one of the, like an SP or something, would be epic. old school RX-7 with its low center of gravity and perfect weight distribution, etc., but electric. I know, it'd be sad to not have a rotary in it, but anyway. View system. Alright, so we can connect. Let's go to update firmware again. Select. Air quality sensor, debug, etc. Okay, choose file. I'm going to choose binary 3 again. And submit. Uploading. Yeah, oh that's right. Oh, unknown error again. Oh, Crispian says they're epic before any mods, yeah. Oh, Dodgy says early RX-7 has been done. Oh yeah, definitely. And RX-8s have been done. I've watched a few YouTube videos about those. Graham, so yeah, what I was in the process of doing was just trying to pull up the photos again, because Graham was mentioning the XT60s, and I did change something about those power supplies. So, where are we? Camera uploads. I'm getting back to the photos, and that. Okay, so.
Scott Miller said, but would the tyres on the RX-7 last longer or burn off quicker?
I don't know. I don't know. Yes, so what you can see here is power supply 1 and power supply 2. There is nothing plugged in on the front of these power supplies. Nothing in the banana jacks. On my previous setup, what I had was spade connections screwed under there with cables coming under and then looping back underneath the power supplies. But what I've done is made it even neater. I've soldered really heavy, I think it's like 14 gauge silicon coated wire. I soldered internally onto the back of the banana plugs, and that then goes out the back. They're only short, they're like 10 centimeters long, 15 centimeters long, with XT60 connectors on them. And then there is another cable, another XT60 cable, goes down the back and it comes around, and I've got the 2 sockets mounted down here. And that means if I turn on power supply 1, whatever it is delivering comes out of this XT60 socket right here. And power supply 2 likewise comes out here. And this is a 3D printed housing that mounts those sockets. The cables trace through to the back of the power supply. So I can turn on those power supplies and I don't need anything plugged into them. I can just dial up the voltage I want, and the voltage comes out here, down on the bench in a convenient location. And then I have hanging right here a whole bunch of things. This and other things that I won't get into. What is there? Oh, there's this and more of those and this. Okay. What I've got is a whole lot of cables with XT60 connectors on them, going to things like USB-C, so I can deliver power from the power supply to USB-C. I've got them that go to alligator clips. I've got DC jack. I've got plug-in terminal. So basically it's universal. I've got the power supplies going to the XT60 connectors on the bench, and then I just grab whatever lead I need, plug it in, dial up the voltage, and I'm done. Yeah, Graham says, unified connectors. I do the same thing with SMA. Yeah, so this is really useful for, and also because it's all XT60 up to the final connection, it means that I have XT60 extension cables as well. I've got cables ranging from short, like 1 meter long, with a male and female connector on them, to like 10 meters long. So if I want to power up something from a lab power supply, I just grab an XT60 cable, plug it in, and get whatever the final termination cable is, plug it in on the other end, plug it into the device. Very, very useful. And I've got the same setup on the other bench. So what you're looking at here is my primary bench, which is just to my right. And over my shoulder, you can just see there, that's the secondary bench, which is where Tom normally works. You can't quite see, but just off screen there are two more. It's the same setup. I've got another two of those Ryden power supplies, and I've got another two XT60 sockets under the bench. So I tried to set the benches up in a very similar way. Now, Wagon Loads asks, can your power supplies be controlled over Wi-Fi? Yes, they can. They can be controlled over either Wi-Fi or USB. Scott says, but how often do you need 60 amps? Not very often. I am so hungry. Oh, my stomach is gurgling. I was here late last night, and then I got up at 6 AM to come in and clean up because everything was a total shambles. And I've got the barbecue this afternoon. So I had a coffee this morning. I've now got a bottle of water. I've had, what have I eaten? Mini cookies. And my stomach is angry at me. It thinks I have made poor life choices. So, oh, where were we? That's right. I was trying to get this firmware. Okay. I was trying to get this firmware going, but I get unknown error anytime I try to do an upload. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to Crispian says, when you want to make fire. Yeah, that's when you need 60 amps. Yeah. Yeah, debug time and LCD time. That's right, Austin. So what I'm going to do is...
Austin_creations said debug time and LCD time.
Yes, I am going to come over here. I am going to unplug from here because I'm going to put a connector on and plug in an LCD. So this one that you can see has the LCD. And so what do I need? Need a 7? Why 7? That's terribly inconvenient. So let's see what I've got in my little local cache of headers. I need that. I need an 8-way stacking header. I'm going to cut one off, and that way I can adjust the height to get the LCD in the correct place. So 8 shall become 7. That's now a 7-pin header. And you can see on this one, the header is set off a little bit so that it'll, so that the display can sit on the front. So what I need to do is plug the display in and then put this in here and then solder it. Hang on. What's going on here? Why does that have 7 and that have 8? Oh, I know. I changed the LCD. That's one difference. So this old one, so I do need an 8-pin header. This old one was using the little LCD, and so this is the little 240 by 240, and then I switched to using the same LCD as used in the Rack 32. So I need to find one of those LCDs. Where is my Rack 32 box? Yes, no mocking the fact that I'm looking for it and not asking for it, please. Rack 32 must be here somewhere. Rack 32, or it could be upstairs. I have so many boxes. Oh, there it is. Oh. And on the subject, check this out. XT60 cables, extension cables, all sorts of adapters, like Y adapters and gender switches and converters between XT30 and XT60. I standardized on it, so they are everywhere. Okay, I think that is the display I want.
Look
I
in
think.
the file box.
Look in the file box. Yeah, that's the joke now, isn't it? Anything I can't find, look in the file box. Okay, let's do some soldering. So, Austin, I think, and you can see the difference in size there. I think this one should be suitable because reasons. Because it is the same as on the Rack 32, which means that the driver stuff that you have done should just work on it. And I think that may actually have been one of the reasons that I made that switch. And now, of course, now that I've cut my stackable 8-pin header, I have to find another one. I've got a 10-pin here that I can use if I have to. Sounds like Stuart has just walked in. G'day. Oh, thank you. Just a warning, you're on camera. There's a live stream going right now. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, okay, I'll come and talk to you later. So, 10, I'm going to drop that down to 8. Yeah, what Stuart was just dropping in is an underwater housing for my iPhone, so that I can use that for scuba diving. So I want that into there. Soldering time. Yes. Where am I? It was behind my face. There. Solder. Let's try to get it kind of straight. Approximately straight. Not quite. Almost there. There. Okay. Yeah, because I'd been talking to... So, Stuart, who some of you will know, if you've been to the barbecue, you've probably met Stuart from the sawmill over the road. He is also a scuba diver, and he's got a... I was talking to him about it earlier in the week, and he said that he had a housing that would suit my iPhone, so that's what he's just brought over, which is really cool. I'm probably going to be going diving again this coming week, maybe on Friday, don't know yet. So in theory, once this is all on, I think this display should just work. That's the dream. Try to get it approximately straight. No, not like that. If I was going to do a few of these, I'd make up some kind of a jig, because it's actually quite awkward. It's the display has parts on the back of it that hold it. That means that it doesn't have a flat back, and getting it to sit straight is not easy. It's actually harder than I was anticipating. I think that's close enough. It's close enough for now. I just want to see if it works. Oh, my stomach. You're probably hearing that coming through the microphone, aren't you? Okay. I wish I could see the chat while I was doing this. Okay, so if we are really lucky, when I power this back up, we will get something coming up on the display. I hope. Let's see if that is the case. All right. I'm going to plug this in. And, oh, look at that! We've got a Superhouse logo. Cool. I should have, while I was doing soldering, I should have put on the reset button and the mode button. Okay, so we've got a Superhouse logo and nothing else. That is cool. That means the display works. So now, why does the PMS not work? That is the question. Okay, so there was the other binary that Austin sent me that I couldn't upload. Let's see. Wagon Load said addressable LEDs would blink the box no matter where you put it down. Oh, this is talking about the Box Finder project. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Graham said, one trick I might add with the XT60 cables is using a bit of heat shrink to color code each end so I can avoid accidentally plugging the wrong thing in. Oh, okay. Screen control. Ah, yeah, I've been missing. What is happening with this camera? What is it keeps going into focus assist mode. Weird. I'm catching up on chat. Okay. Yeah. So it's not just about needing 60 amps. It's about the physical convenience of it and having minimal voltage drop as well. Because if I've got long cables and things and I'm plugging multiple things in, I don't want the connectors to be the weak point. And Graham said XT30 is great too, but I think for something where I'm plugging unplugging constantly, XT60 works out nicer. Yeah, I use XT30, XT60 and XT90. Or is it 120? I can't remember. Whichever the huge one is. I ended up using those on the wheelchair motor controller. So the main output channels that go to the wheelchair motors are XT90, I think. Huge. And yeah. The other advantage of the XT60s is that there are more options. They come in panel mount versions and other things that... oh, hang on, there's someone calling out to me. Just give me a second.
Hello.
Oh, g'day.
Hello.
Good. Hang on.
Can I pop in here? You're still working?
Yeah, I'm on the live stream at the moment.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
No, but...
Maybe we'll just watch. This is my brother.
Oh, g'day.
Just hang out here.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, cool.
I'll be finishing in about 25 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay. Are there drinks in the fridge and things? So
awesome.
Help yourself.
We won't be too long, just because we're going to run. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, early people for the barbecue. So, vampire camera wants to bite your neck. Yeah. Where are we? Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm not going to get into the addressable LEDs and bins and all that sort of stuff. Oh, more people have arrived in the chat since I last checked. There's Paul Schultz, Johnny Bergdahl, Russ Porteous. Hang on, DIY in the ghetto, but you were on the list earlier. Some call it fun. The Lane, Trady Trev, KHD. Welcome everybody. Anderson connectors for the motors. Dodgy says I'm using XT60s for the brake on the motors. I used XT30 for the motor brakes because the motor brakes are just solenoids. They don't take much power. And so I used, yeah, something like that. And using Anderson connectors for the motors, says Dodgy. Yes, Anderson connectors I think are what are on the factory setup on those older style wheelchairs anyway. If you had 4 wires and your power supply leads, the second 2 can tell your power supply that it is delivering the right level. Okay, so you could have like a auto-negotiated power level like USB PD or something. That could be interesting. What I really could, I don't know, this is just an idea going through my head. Because Chan and his brother have turned up, I was thinking it could be cool to do like a lab tour thing now, and do it on the stream, and have the, wasn't for power, oh, it was for more connector styles. Okay, anyway, my brain is totally scattered now. So, admin web UI. Maybe what I should do is try uploading that binary. So if I come back to here, where was that upload tool? This one? Yes. Okay. Let's see if I can reload. I don't have a console, which means I may have got the USB lead plugged in the wrong way around. Let's see if I have this now. I'm going to try, there we go. So I'm going to try, oh, should fix the RGB on TFT. So Austin has just sent me version 4 of the binary, and I'll grab that. And alright, so it's downloaded. Come back to here and firmware. I want binary version 4. Flash ESP. Could not. Oh, it's because I've got the, do I have the serial? Where is CoolTerm? Do I still have that open? Yeah, disconnect. Alright, CoolTerm disconnected. And now I'll try flashing ESP again. Flash size 4 meg, it's connected, successfully created. Yeah, so hopefully this will not totally erase all of the settings, like the Wi-Fi settings. I should be able to just do that. Yeah, should be able to use that. While that is happening, ooh, waterproof case. I am like a squirrel chasing things. Actually, on when was it? Earlier in the week, Jamie, who some of you will know, said, "Your brain is like puppies in a park."
Austin's _creation said, "It will erase settings."
It will erase settings. Okay, yeah, which is probably a. I laughed when she said that. It was it's probably one of the best descriptions. The brain is puppies in a park. It's doing it again. There is something very dodgy about that camera at the moment. It will erase setting. Okay, so that just means I've got to re-adopt it onto Wi-Fi, which means it'll come back on here. But if we look at it, oh, it has fixed the RGB. All right, so let's do this again. We'll go to here, and you can see on the display, the color is now blue on the logo. So this is now with the new firmware, and I will pull it back onto the, where are we? Is it? Did it erase? Oh, OXRS Wi-Fi. Yes, there it is. So I will do the captive portal thing again.
Camera made in Transylvania.
Configure Wi-Fi. Superhouse. Put in the password away from your prying eyes. And save. All right. So that should now be connecting to the network. And soon we should be able to pull it back up on here. There we go. And now if we go to OXRS admin and set up MQTT, has it remembered it? No, it hasn't. All right, I will 2.168.1.185. I'm going to hide that from you. Username, password, and save. So now, view system. Okay. Now we're getting data published once again to MQTT, and with luck we should start getting some what? Why? Yeah. I'm going to make that go away just because it was so annoying. That is a like that cannon that keeps jumping into focus assist mode. That's a Panasonic Lumix G80. It's like a pretty nice DSLR. Dodgy says, sometimes I get the feeling John doesn't trust us. Yeah. So far it looks like we are not getting data from the sensor. Both cameras have a focus problem, says Don S. Or maybe it's just how my face looks. I am just a naturally blurry person.
Mum says hi.
Haha, cool. Thanks, Crispy, and hi, and hi to her back. All right, so we're getting data, but we do not yet have the second serial port for the particulate matter sensor. I think this is kind of still success, some success though. We have got,
Austin's_creations said, very weird with the PMS.
Yeah, there may well be a hardware problem. It could be that I've just screwed up assembly or something. But in any case, we have the display working. We have the BME 680 working. It's on Wi-Fi. It's reporting. Oh, John. Okay, you got to go?
Yeah, we're going to run, but we'll
all right.
come in another time.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, thanks.
Love to come another time.
Yeah. Come for a tour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
okay.
Looks pretty cool.
Yep, great.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Yeah,
See ya. Yeah, unfortunately, John and his brother couldn't hang around. Oh, that's sad. All right, so we've got...
Scott Miller said, could try swapping the PMS.
Try swapping the PMS? Yeah, just for a different one. Unplug it, plug another one in. That's true. It may well be that this one is faulty. I can feel the fan is running. Like if I'm just holding it here, I can feel a very slight vibration. So the fan in the PMS is running, and I don't know if it does that unless it's been initialized. So it's possible that the code is initializing it somehow, opening the connection to it. I don't know. So what next? What is next? What is next in our debugging process? I could chuck the scope on the PMS data pins. Yes. Yeah, Austin says, especially with no hardware at my end. Oh yeah. Trying to do this sort of thing, writing firmware when you do not have the hardware, that is yeah, that's a big thing. It's a difficult thing. So, Austin, I am very impressed with what you've achieved already. Just the fact that, go away. Just the fact that the display works and the BME 680 works, that is cool. And getting the PMS working, is, well, it's obviously kind of important because that's the point of this project, but still. Oh, the other thing is, would it be reporting in the same topic? Austin, would I be seeing a different message? So we've got this data which is coming from the BME 680 being reported in the telemetry topic. Is there a different topic for the other data? Scott says, yeah, try out the new scope. Did you win on the Melbourne Cup? No, I didn't pay any attention to it whatsoever. I worked on that day. I was here working. Need Crichton's eyeballs for his chin. What pins is the PMS connected to? Asked Paul. Yes, let's do a quick review of how the PMS... Oh, Austin says yes, it'll be in the same topic. That's cool. Of how the PMS is connected, just in case I've done something
Austin's_creations said, yes, it will be in the same topic.
Yeah, in case I've screwed up TX and RX, you know, the classic sort of thing. I'm just opening Fusion at the moment, which had a maintenance period in the early hours of this morning, I believe, but it should be back and running now. Superhouse projects. Got to find it, and then I'll bring it up on stream. Superhouse projects, AQS. Here we go. AQS and full screen. It is quite likely that I have screwed up, done the classic screw up thing. What have I got here? I've got PMS set on 41, reset on 42, RX on 43, TX on 44. So this label, I just need to verify this, but where it says PMS TX, I think that is transmit from the PMS, and it is coming into the receive on IO44. Okay, Austin says, I'm suspecting it is the use of hardware RxTX while using USB, even with the redeclaration of another serial port. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Austin's_creations said, I've already swapped RxTX in code John to test the possibility.
Yep, okay, cool, thanks. So one of those versions that I've run. I just keep in mind that I never actually installed version 3 of your binary. I installed version 2 and version 4. I haven't installed 1 or 3. So if there was a TXRX swap and then swap back again, it's possible that I missed that one. So yeah, Austin's replying to Paul. So Paul asked, did it work on the bench? Now, Paul, the thing is that Austin does not even have this hardware. He is writing the code, compiling it, and sending me a binary with no way of testing it himself. So he's going purely off, you know, the information that I've given him with things like the pinout in this schematic, and then trying to figure it out and compiling the code. So, yeah, what have we got here? I should check the pinout on this. So we've got PMS RxTX. Let's have a look. I think this is worthwhile. I'm going to do, what is it called? It is a Plantower PMS 7003, is that the thing? Data sheet. This is, because what I want to do is just check whether I've screwed up the pinout of this header. I think it is more likely that I've made a mistake than that Austin has made a mistake. Technical index, and let's figure this out. Pin definition. Okay, so this is looking at the front of it, and pin 1 is up in the top corner that way, towards the corner of the device. So let's come over here and do a comparison. And this connector is on the bottom of the PCB. Pin, that's interesting. That does not, I was expecting to see pin 1 there, and it's there. So this could well be that it's just straight up my screw up. I've mirrored the connector or something. So 5 volts is on pins 1 and 2, and pins 3 and 4 are ground. So that would explain why it's powered up, because even if this was mirrored, then they would, the power connections would be fine. It's the other connection. So PMS reset coming to here. Now PMS reset, let's figure out where on this diagram PMS reset would be. So reset is pin 5. And here we have pins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, but I just want to use this as a reference to see if I've mirrored the connection. So pin 5 is reset, and it is towards the outer edge here, and it's in the middle. So for comparison, outer edge, middle. Here it's listed as pin 6, but
Lodge time.
no, I don't think necessarily. So far this is all matching up. It's looking correct. So that pin, the one in the middle, is the reset pin. Alright, next one. What signal is this? We've got RX, that one is TX, and this one is set. Alright, so TX, let's use this one as a reference. It is on the outer side, and it is towards the center of the sensor. So outer side towards the center of the sensor, it would be this one here, which is pin 9, and 9 here is TX. What have I got here? I've got PMS TX. Okay, my pins are correct.
Scott Miller said, you have pin 10 as one of them.
Yeah, but what I've got is this connector is mirrored left and right. So pin 1 is here in the bottom left according to this, and according to the pinout of the PMS, it's here. So the numbering is mirrored, but the connections are correct. And let's just verify that. So what we would see is pin number 7 should be PMS RX. So the receive pin should be pin 7 on the PDF, which is there, pin 7 RX. So yeah, I think my pinouts are correct. Just checking voltage, DC power supply is 5, but I'm pretty sure the I/O, yeah, the interface, like the I/O, you can see this is at 3.3 volts. It's powered off 5 volts so that it can run its fan, but internally it's got its own 3.3 volt regulator. Serial port receiving pin, TTL level at 3.3 volts, yeah. Reset. The high level or suspended is working normal status, while low level is sleeping mode. So we want set to be driven high for this to be in operational mode. Yeah, Paul says connect an Arduino and see if you're getting serial output. Yeah, or I could just use a USB to serial converter. Wagon Load said, can you make pin header so pin 1 is square so you know it is right? Yeah, it is already. It's actually octagonal. If we come back, whoops, come back to here, pin 1 is that one. See, the other pins are round and pin 1 is octagonal. But you've got to remember that we're looking at the bottom of the connector here. In fact, I want to check that. No, not that. Let's... Oh, stop that! Stupid pre-select thing in Fusion. Alright, that. Mirror, yes. It's on the bottom of the PCB. Because normally the front left pin is pin 1 on an IDC connector. So it looks to me like the pin out is correct on the PMS. Yeah. Given the time and the fact that it's barbecue day, I am not going to run overtime today. I'm going to try to back to face cam. Don't go into focus assist. Yeah, I'm going to stop because people are going to start arriving. I need to get things ready. I'm not going to keep going or start on something that might take a while, like hooking up a USB to serial converter to the PMS and talking to it directly. That's a bit more of an exercise. That'd probably take like 20 minutes, something, by the time I get an adapter and put all the patch wires on and then power it up, etc. So I'm not going to do it. Not now on this stream anyway. So just verifying this. So that is RX, which is going to pin 39, and here where is pin 39 is there. PMS RX is going to IO43, which should be transmit. Okie dokie. Don said, sadly, I don't have, boot up the source bot. I do not have SourceBot here today, which is sad. SourceBot went off to do a Bunnings barbecue and it hasn't come back. Alright. So, what am I doing? Am I going to do any more or am I going to stop?
Alexa Focus Assist.
It should be Aziz. Aziz, Focus Assist. I wonder if I can change the wake word for... I've muted it so I can say it now. The Alexa wake word, change it to Aziz instead. Aziz, light. Alright. Unless there's just an assembly fault on these connections as well, which is also a possibility. So what I want to do is check on the PMS set and see if that is being set high. What have I got? I've got ground there. Let's try bringing up, just for the fun of it. Yeah, have to apply your own source. Dodgy says, Aziz, light. Yeah. I hope you all get that reference. Because we're all going on a trip on the Floston Paradise. Now, what I'm going to do is see if I can find myself the connection. Okay, I want to check whether the set pin, this cable is only just reaching, so it's right off the edge of the frame of the overhead camera. I'm going to try to probe that, so that'll be ground. Where is that? I'm going to bring up something on screen just because I want an excuse to do this. Web control, I want this. Now, I'm going to start probing some stuff. Just like the aliens do. Alright, so the set pin is that one in the top left of the connector. Now, I'm going to leave this on the screen while I slide across, and I'm going to start probing stuff. So let's try probing this. And what have we got? Yes, the set pin is high. Okay, I'm going to check that. What I'll do is I'll turn off the other channels. Off, off, off. Okay, so I now have a single channel scope, just the yellow trace. So this is the set pin, and this is the power rail pin. It's running around 5 volts. And what else do I want to see? Let's see if we can see some serial data. Which pin is that? Okay, so those ones there. See if we can see some data on, I don't know which pin this is. That one is high. This pin is showing nothing, and this pin is also showing nothing, unless my time base is way off or something like that. So what have I got? 5 milliseconds. And oh, hang on, what is that pin? I don't even know which ones I'm probing at the moment. So what I want is the TX pin, which is which signal? Which signal? Is it that one? No, it's this one. Okay, this is the TX pin. TX, PMS TX. Okay. In theory, if it is transmitting stuff, we should be seeing a signal on that pin. I've got to try to get a ground connection on there so I can use this with one hand, because I want to also play with the scope. Alright, so there we go. Where's my trigger?
Outside the box said, getting ready to launch SS Corolla here, Jono. Well aimed at arriving before 1300.
Okay, that's cool. We're getting data. Check this out. Where is... Okay, trigger is on... I'm going to set it on channel 1. We may even be able to do a decode. So what I'm going to do is set trigger there, pull the time base way out. No, not that one. I'm still getting used to where the knobs are on this. So I've pulled the... Oh, Keith is here. Awesome. So I've pulled the time base out enough that we can see a whole packet, and I'm going to capture a packet. There we go. Packet captured, and now let's do some decoding. We'll go decode and RS232. TX I'm going to make on channel 1. I'm going to turn RX off, and 115. I don't know what speed it talks. Is it 9600? Austin, can you tell me if the oh, I think I needed to set the level. Threshold is currently set to that. Let's make it 2 volts, 2 volt threshold, and still not getting any decode. Why not? Oh, have I got it inverted? So it's come back into here, decode, polarity is negative.
Creation said board is 9600.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Austin. Why am I not getting any decode? I should be at this point. So let's try that again. Make sure I've got the settings right. There's, where are we? Decode. What am I looking at? Oh, I had it turned off. All right, let's just try that. No, I think I had the polarity backwards. Yeah, it defaults to off. So you can come in and set everything and it'll default to off. Parity none, 1 bit 9.6 kilobits, polarity.
Austin's_creations said start char is 0 by 42 followed by 0 by 4D.
Okay, let's change that to positive. The threshold keeps resetting to 0. Oh, I know why. I know why. No, that's not what I wanted. Sorry, I was totally screwing up. This was my mistake. I wasn't hitting OK on that. So what I need to do is do 2 and then OK. There we go. And now, negative 9600, label on, close that. Okay. I think now we will start getting something that makes a bit more sense. So we've got /v, what? Maybe it is del, w, del, w. That does not look right. Okay, I think I may need to go for positive ETX null BM, zoom in, BM null FS, null ETX null EOT. That is not looking like the data that I would expect to see. But I may just have it in the, do you need to highlight the section you want to decode? No, it should do whatever is on the screen. But this is the thing that confuses me is the polarity, positive and negative. I don't know what that's actually doing. Format ASCII, is it just ASCII? So I think this is negative going because the line isn't, like it's recessive, so it's what's the term? It is, let's go back to the start. It's high normally and then it goes low when yeah, when it's sending a bit. But in any case, none of the settings that I've done look like sensible values. They are not what I would expect to see if I was getting proper data coming out of this. But there is something, at least, which is interesting. So, I'm going to pull the decode settings back up on the screen and stare at them a little bit and think about my life choices. Okay, back to here. BM is a good start. Oh, what about 8N1? Okay, what have I got it set to? So I've got 8, yeah, it's 8-bit. Oops. 8, no parity, 1 stop. Yeah, it is 8N1 right at the moment. That is how it is set up. Endian LSB, it's probably LSB, I guess. Austin says, page 13 of datasheet. Okay.
Austin's_creations said, page 13 of datasheet.
Okay. Page 13. Page 13. Here we go. So 32 bytes. Ah, okay, cool. So this is the protocol. hex 42, hex 4D fixed. Let's have a look at this in hex decoding, like hex instead of that. And zoom. I can I can probably change the time base and things from the web interface, but I haven't yet experimented enough with it to know how. What have we got? AF, D6, oops, C7, FF, F9, FF. Yeah, this is not looking like what I would expect. Is it definitely 9600? Yeah, the datasheet says 9600. Alright, what else can we learn from here? So we should be seeing hex 42 and then hex 4D. Stop doing the focus assist. Oh, Gerald is here, and so is Ivan Correa. Hopefully I pronounced that approximately correctly. Frame length, blah, 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 blah. Transport mode is passive. 42 bar command, yeah, okay. So I suspect that I am just screwing up the decode settings. Let's try this. Decode. Alright, RS232. That is what we want to do. Channel 1 is what we're decoding. Data is 8, LSB, which is just normal, I believe. I don't think it should be most significant bit first, but maybe it is. That could be worth changing. Bus status is on, polarity is negative, baud is 9.6 kilobits per second, 1 stop bit, no parity, and that's everything. Let's just try going to MSB. I doubt that's going to fix it. Does it update live if I change that? I'm curious. If I do this, does it change in the background? It does. When I change these settings, check that out. It goes to F5, 6B. So if I could get this somewhere that I could see it all, yeah, we could be doing live changes to it. No, but I think LSB is standard for serial comms. If I change that to positive, oh, look, there we go, there we go. Oh, success. Okay, now we're getting hex 42, 4D, and that is page 13, page 13, page 13. Back to here, hex 42, 4D. Yeah, and that, and then frame length high 8 bits, frame length low 8 bits, so it's 2 bytes there. 2 by 13 plus 2, data plus check bytes, and then that'll be the 0, 1C, and then data here, so data 1 high 8 bits, data 1 low 8 bits, and that is the PM 1.0 concentration unit. So that will be these 2 bytes here, I think.
Woot woot.
Yeah, definitely woot woot. So the sensor is outputting data and we can see it. Can I drag it along? Oh look, I can drag the screen. So that will be all the data coming from the sensor. So we do have, can I zoom in and out? What if I right click? No. Can I change the time base here? Scale, yeah, scale there. I want a 1 millisecond. Let's go 5 milliseconds. I want a nicer way of being able to do that. There's probably a, I wonder if you can do it by dragging up there. No, don't know. Anyway, you can drag the signal along. So that is a frame of data coming from the PMS. So the data is definitely hitting that pin. and the pin I was probing was this one here that's highlighted. So this is the TX pin. So TX data is definitely appearing on that pin, and it is going to IO44.
Does it produce decodes in a table format?
I believe it does. So if I go to, if I come into decode and I do event table, I think that's what it is, event table on.
Does it produce decodes in a table format?
And do that. Yeah, here we go. So 42, 4D, 00, 1C. You can see the, yeah, you can see the bytes of data. So how many, oops, so it's 32 bytes, and that matches what the datasheet says. On the datasheet here, it says it is 32 bytes. Yeah, so we are definitely getting a frame of data from the PMS. Okay, so it is coming in on IO44 on pin 40, which is here, pin 40, IO44, which I've got labeled as RxD0. So I'm fairly confident that we are actually getting the data we want appearing on this pin on the ESP. So now the thing is to figure out how to be reading that. What? Johnny! Oh, thanks, Johnny. 32 byte. Yeah, okay, so Crispian says, it is a beautiful day in Melbourne, time to go outside and play. Time to come to my place and have a barbecue. Yeah, Stephen W says, so much for not running over. Well, Johnny, yes, you rickrolled us again. Ooh, this enables a library debug. Okay. I have just got another message from Austin. Let's try this thingy majiggy. Where are we? Okay, so I'm going to leave that disconnected. I'm going to come to this, grab binary 5, flash ESP. What this will mean is I've got to set the Wi-Fi again. But, oh well. Erasing flash. This will take a while. So, what are we doing? Oh, Crispian said, hanging out for a Kransky. If you're hanging out for a Kransky, you'd better bring one yourself, because I don't have any. I have plenty of regular sausages, and I have some chicken skewers. Got lots of bread. Got 3 loaves today, just in case. I have a feeling it might end up being a quiet barbecue today. Cereal port closed. But maybe not. I don't know. It's just hard to know. When the weather is beautiful like this, people go out and do things, but the things they go out and do are probably not coming to my barbecue. Now, what am I doing? That's right, I am bringing back, bringing this back onto Wi-Fi. So, once again, I am going to go to OXRS Wi-Fi, and does this work? No, got to cancel out of that. Oh, no, it is working. I want that, and then I'm going to put in my password. And credentials are now being saved. So this will be, right now it is updating itself and jumping on the network.
Creations said, open the serial monitor too.
Yes, okay. Good point, Austin. All right, serial monitor. I'll get that out of the way and I will connect that. Okay. Debug Wi-Fi, connect. I'm not sure if this is actually doing anything. I'm going to hit reset. Oh, MQTT connect failed. Yes, okay. That would be the case. So I need to get into MQTT. Yeah, and I really do need to get off this stream as well. What was its IP? Oh no, that's right, I don't need the IP. I need the web UI. Let's get that out of the way. Do I still have it back here somewhere? Here we go, admin control, view system, select, load. I'm going to do set up MQTT and move this off here. 192.168. Hey, yep, I'm almost finished. I'm trying to finish something and I got to get off. I am. Is it 1.1.5? No. 8.5. Well, I keep asking you and you don't come along.
I just said when you keep getting invites and you don't show up, you stop getting invites.
That's right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay, now we're getting data as well. Look at this. We're getting altitude, etc. Back to the serial console. Where's the serial console? Back here. MQTT connected. All right. So the fact that we're not getting any debug info in here, I think means that we're not getting any data from the PMS. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go. Austin, thank you very much for doing the firmware for this and for yeah, for making so much progress with this. I know we don't have data from the PMS appearing, but everything else about this is working so far, which is amazing. That is so cool. So, and we can see that the data is being sent by the PMS. We just need to figure out why we're not receiving it. But I don't think we're going to resolve that problem right now. Oh, Nathan is here as well. Hello, Nathan. So I'm going to wrap this up, but the new scope has already been useful. That is so cool that we can probe that, pull it up and decode it and see it all happening live on the stream. I'm going to be using that a lot, I think. So, oh, it's a Wagonloads asked, am I using a BME 280 or a 680? It is a 680, which is the one with the VOC sensing and stuff. It's the fancy one. Okay. Thank you all very much for coming along. And now I'm going to go and chat to Keith because he has been out there on his own. I've been ignoring him. Sorry, Keith. I'll be there in a second. And I hope you all have a fantastic Sunday.
Thanks, John.
It'll be even better if you come here.
Said, Uru.
Yeah. Okay, so I will see some of you soon, and I will see the rest of you not so soon. Thanks. See ya.